It'd been a long time since Jordan's gone out there and not felt any pain in his lower half. He obviously dealt with that all last season. Could you tell the difference just in terms of his accuracy, just feeling better?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it all off season, basically from just him running around and doing stuff. But yeah, he looked good out there. He looked comfortable. Obviously, our O-line did a really nice job protecting him and our running backs. So yeah, it was good to see him out there just making plays and running around.
Steno, Matt was saying that that's the best he's seen the running backs in protection. What do you attribute that to? And I assume you agree with that assessment.
Yeah, no, they did a phenomenal job. What do I attribute it to? I mean, it was a big emphasis this week, obviously stepping up against their pass rush, and they did it. They answered the call, and they really were really physical inside and kept the pockets nice and firm for Jordan. There's a lot of pick stunts and things like that they were trying to throw at us, and I thought our running backs did a phenomenal job.
How much better do you think you guys are offensively when you're able to be diversified with your personnel groupings? Like, I don't know how many two-back sets I saw last season, but I saw quite a few on Sunday. But you also, you can go 11 when you want.
Yeah.
You got all kinds of options.
Yeah, I think that's really important, especially like giving problems for defenses, for them having to prepare for all kinds of things. And we're really versatile with who we can put out there. And not only that, just like guys can stretch the field in all the different personnels. We can run the ball in all the different personnel. So that's a big thing that we try and stay balanced as an offense for sure.
Is that one of the benefits, when you play 5 wide receivers, that you have matchups that maybe you like, or you can, run guys in and it's a different guy running around?
Yeah, oh, definitely. Just keeping them fresh throughout the game. And we had a few guys, as camp was ending, that were still kind of on the injury report. So it was really important to just get a lot of guys out there playing, getting experience, and then taking the load off each other as far as play time.
The Washington pass rush and then how they pair that with their linebackers is what have you seen from them and the challenge there?
They're really similar to Detroit in terms of they do a really good job running stunts and using their linebackers to create pressure. So it's going to be a big challenge again this week. They're really talented up front. They're really physical, and they do a good job attacking and trying to attack the quarterback and get pressure on him. They were pretty effective last week. So, again, it's going to be a big challenge for us this week.
When asked about the fast start against the Lions, Jaden Reed said, practice fast, play fast. And I thought, is that something you must tell these guys, that these first 4 or 5 reps in practice, you've got to be thinking like you're in a game, right? Mm-hmm. Is that where that comes from?
Yeah, a lot of times we actually start practice with team reps against, one-on-one, one defense versus one offense, just to kind of emphasize that, where it's like, hey, we got to start fast. You got to show up ready to go right away. Obviously, it's really important in a game to get to a fast start and control the tempo of the game.
Steno, do you think, I know everybody's a happy family and everyone's pulling for each other, but there are other factors when it comes to like targets and catches and stuff, right? We live in the real world. Do you think you guys can keep everybody happy with 10 different guys catching 2 or 3 balls, and how do you foster that to make sure it doesn't become less than great?
Yeah, I think just being around the guys that we have for the last couple of years, I don't think that really bothers these guys. Obviously, they all want to feel involved in the game plan, and we try and spread it around for sure. So it's just one of those things like, you'll see some games where a guy might score 3 touchdowns, and then the next game a different guy scores a couple of touchdowns. So it's just one of those things where, like, at any game, one guy could go off compared to another guy. So it's kind of the weird place that we're in as an offense, which is a good problem to have. But yeah, I just think being around these guys, we're a team. We play for each other, and that's, I think, what's going to sustain us throughout the season, and hopefully why we'll be special.
After you had the opportunity to look back at Sunday's game, what did you see from Dontavian Wicks and what he did beyond just the pass catching part?
Yeah, did a good job blocking, and he's a pretty physical player in the run game, and it was just good to see him out there running around. Again, he'd had some limited reps in camp for the last few weeks, and it was good to see him out there just making plays and playing fast.
Why do you use Brooks instead of Wilson in the two-back stuff? Is that a blocking thing mostly, or?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's for that, and he's good with the ball in his hands too. Yeah, it's just one of those packages that we just like to use him as opposed to Wilson in that regard.
What do you think of how Golden played?
Good. Yeah, it was good. It's great to see him out there, you know. Get rookies out there, and anytime they can go out, play well, play fast, there's always things to clean up. But I was encouraged by how he was out there, made some plays, and yeah, it was fun to watch.
Stenavich, what'd you think of what Reed gave you, and what's the challenge of trying to manage his work during the week with that foot so he's able to do stuff for you on Sundays?
Well, the good thing now is like he's at a point in his career, it's his third year, so like it's not like he's a rookie and you're like, okay, we have to get you reps, otherwise we don't know what you're going to do. He's been around, he's smart, he studies, he's, you know, helping coach guys on the sidelines when he's not out there, being a leader with all that stuff. So he's got a good mental side of the game now where like you can tell him stuff and he'll just know what to do. So that gives you a little comfort as a coach. But then he still gets out there and practice, and then you just kind of have to pick the plays. All right, we want to make sure he gets these reps if they're new or whatever it is in every game plan to make sure that he specifically takes those.
Is your game plan any different if one or both of the injured linemen don't play?
Yeah, I mean, you always alter it a little. You know, it could be, you know, more of one thing or the other. I'm not really going to talk about what we're going to change, but if that's the case, we have a plan for that. Yeah, definitely.
You know, on Reed's touchdown, did you guys have to work hard on that pick, you know, type of play where, where you run that and you make sure you don't run
Yeah,
that?
oh no, that's a big emphasis, you know, with how you coach it. And I think Coach Vrabel and Coach Mahaffey, they did a great job with that, just coaching it up and just teaching the technique of avoiding the guy, forcing him underneath in order to get leverage on the throw. So yeah, it was a good job by everybody.
How does that work? Like, can he just stand there, and if the guy runs into him,
Yeah.
it's the guy's fault? It's the
Yeah,
defender's
as long
fault?
as you don't initiate contact 1 yard down the field, you're all right. But if you go hit him and he backs up 1 yard off the ball, then it's a pick penalty, yeah.